Brr. Yes, Bogdanov, it happened. She bought. No, she made a swing pump it. It's like the 80s all over again, but with more memes and less cocaine. It's the wild wild west, but this time around it's going down on the interwebs. The doomers, the wajiks, the plebs of the world are beginning to realize the impact of the word crypto. Remember the name. It's changing the game. It's gonna ruin the plans of the elitist clans. They'll be watching with bloodshot eyes as we arise and digitize, tokenize and decentralize. If the labor force is smart, they can get in from the start and get their slice of the market cap chart. We can all own a part in the next revolution, a financial solution without political pollution. But guess twice who's not a fan? It's the man, the all-seeing eye, Big Brother, the ruling clan. Blockchain was not part of their plan. This thing is outside their control. They had a goal of taking the whole world as hostage, shipping us to hell and we'd pay the postage. They're scared shitless cause they didn't handle it well. Banks are in full panic because we're starting to sell, and the adoption rate mounts as we empty our savings accounts. The IMF, the World Bank and the Fed, their signals are turning red. They're under the gun even if they don't know it. Crypto is here to disrupt them and these rhymes are gonna show it. Your friend is laughing now, he'll be crying later. At the 5-star restaurant where he'll be your waiter. Invested in Rune while it was cheap. Bought some Solana that I'm gonna keep. Aped in on some Feg token in the last dip. But staking my tether if it all goes to shit. It started with GameStop but now I'm in deep. I am moving my stop loss and getting some sleep. So sell your car, sell your house and this afternoon. All in on some meme coin, doge to the moon. Whatever the media portraits do the inverse. Their scripted agenda is there to coerce. Their perverse curse to can't get any worse. First you need some balanced statistics, but players are always bearish and bulls optimistic. So if you want realistic, who you gonna call? Lynn Alden and Raoul Paul, they're on the ball. Or Kathy Wood from ARK Invest, she's the best, no contest, ignore the rest. But is Warren Buffett scared or is his judgment impaired? He calls Bitcoin rat poison squared lol, and he's definitely not prepared for what's coming. The parabolic move is on the way and it'll be stunning. When Lambo they ask the jackpot traders, all aboard the hype train, F the haters. Withdrew from Binance to a BSC DEX. Found a new token that's gone 1000x. Raise the gas fees, turn the slippage to 49. I'm gonna get in earlier this time. From hundreds to millions in the course of a night. If it's not another rug pull then it just might. Credit card loan, what the hell. Just as long as I don't sell, I'm gonna look back at this time in a few years and go off LOL. Even if I get bogged and lose it all, and bounce like a dead cat when I fall. Even if this is a castle of fairy tale dreams, it'll be worth it in the end, even just for the memes. YouTube investor says this strategy stinks. Don't ape into shitcoins, gotta hodl Ethan link. You're blinded by green candles, all lost in a blink. You're gambling, speculating, playing the lotto. Here's a battle-tested motto. Don't be enticed by a dip in the price. Don't all in and roll the dice. Be precise when you calculate a position size, get wise. But please keep in mind this is not financial advice. Your friend is laughing now, he'll be crying later. At the 5-star restaurant where he'll be your waiter. Invested in Ethereum while it was cheap. Bought me some Luna that I'm gonna keep. FOMO'd in on Kusama in the last dip. But staking my tether if it all goes to shit. It started with GameStop but now I'm in deep. I am moving my stop loss and getting some sleep. So sell your cat, sell your wife and this afternoon. All in on some meme coin, doge to the moon. Didn't use to party or inhale vapors. I was listening to Antonopoulos and reading white papers. I was mining Bitcoin back in the day, when a pizza would cost you 10k. I gave the rig away but I ain't one for dwelling. What else can I say, this time I ain't selling. But it may be too late to jump on board, is what they say. Hey, no way, don't be dismayed, betrayed and led astray. If I made today without delay, display a counterplay. I pray that you stay, cause I want to convey in this essay that's well underway that the boat hasn't even left the bay. Okay, the future is here and it's picking up speed. But this time around it's not built on greed. Not on one group, one ism or one nation. But on mathematical rules and decentralization. A new paradigm with no major flaw. It'll be just as good as Satoshi foresaw. And thank you Vitalik, we bow down in awe. You're coding our future and code is law. You're doing what's right and fighting the good fight. LP scratch sound flash crash last night, media throws a FUD storm. This is the end of crypto, they objectively inform. Nope, it's just Elon who won't conform. He's transformed Twitter into a trolling platform. His drunk rants have become the norm. And thus far our pop-up stop losses go off. Paper hands freak out and sell at a loss. And yet again we're shown who's the boss. The sharks are collecting according to plan. liquidation successful. Why? Because they can. It's just hustlers doing what hustlers do best, generating alpha and filling their chests, reaping all the profit, leaving none for the rest. Nothing new though, this is how it goes when institutional investors meet retail bros. But the hodler is unscathed with his diamond hands. The market will recover and this guy understands that their fiat scheme is as outdated as my mom's jeans, the steam machine and gasoline, you know what I mean. This isn't a meme, a Ponzi scheme or a utopian dream, but a decentralized future that's picking up steam. You see, this thing isn't based on third-party trust or on fiduciary money, but on cryptography. This is simply just a distributed ledger that they can't control. They can't change the score, and furthermore it's irrefutable, non-fungible and stable to the core. But the news on TV yells.com bubble FFS boomers, please save me the trouble. This ain't a bubble, it's a movement. This is gold for millennials with radical improvements. You know it's a bubble, your fiat shop. With inflation at the top, it's ready to pop. Cause the money printer goes bore and doesn't ever stop. Gotta print even more money just to keep up. 1,200 trillion leveraged dollars gonna go plop. Be prepared for the drop. Beat drops. Their hyperinflated cash is trash. They're gonna get smashed and suffer the backlash. It's gonna crash, it'll burn down to ash, all gone in a flash. So take your stash and make a dash for the crypto life raft. In the mayhem that's coming, it's the one thing that will last. Short but dramatic plus. So what's holding you back? This is your chance to make a stance, shake out of your trance and join the disruptive DeFi dance. Just remember this: when you've had enough, when you wanna give up and cry, when you want to die, then you know it's time to buy. And when you stop keeping score, when you're in tears on the floor, when you just can't take it anymore, you suck it up and buy even more. Not to leave you confused, I'll summarize this traduce. You can choose to refuse, but you'll be singing the blues. So are you getting the cues, or was I too obtuse? I left you some clues and debunked every excuse, and I hope you deduce that you should never give a banker more money than you can afford to lose. Your friend is laughing now, he'll be crying later at the 5-star restaurant where he'll be your waiter. Invested in Bitcoin while it was cheap, bought me some polka dot that I'm gonna keep. Yellowed in on Matic in the last dip, but staking my tether if it all goes to shit. It started with GameStop, but now I'm in deep. I'm moving my stop loss and getting some sleep. So sell a kidney, sell your kids, and this afternoon, all in on some meme coin, doge to the moon.